English translation 304th contact. Monday, 25th June 2001, 16:32 hours.
Ah, there you are. That is a surprise. But it is nice to see you all. Be very welcome. It is a bit crowded in here now, but we will change that soon. You 4 girls sit on the sofa. Ptah, you can sit here on my armchair. And you, Sudor, I will get another chair for you in Ava's office. I can stand.
That is not necessary, because I also want to stand. Greetings, and thank you very much for your welcome.
Also my greeting in your honor. I would also like to introduce my companions to you. You know Florena.
Greetings, dear friend Billy. Or should I say Edward?
It is all right, girl. Call me whatever you like.
I think everyone can make themselves known to you. Everybody is fluent in the German language.
My name is Nefretisa. My age I count with 211 years, and my home is the planet Lucita in the Plieran system. I am a close friend of Pseudo, and we intend to form a marriage alliance. I greet you.
Pleased to meet you. Once again, I would like to welcome you warmly. Ptah probably told you that I always want to know everything, like the name, the age, and the hometown.
He did, yes. But Pseudo also drew my attention to it.
I am Tanisa and 182 years old. My homeland is Era, and I am Florena's closest friend, and at the same time am also associated with Zaphanat Panic. I greet you.
Splendid, that pleases me. I thought to myself that Zaphanat Panic is a sneaky feller. By this I mean that he is already courting another woman, in addition to Florena.
That is his right. And Tanisa and I get along very well, and we are very pleased that Zaphanat Paniach has made his choice in this wise.
My name is Vitanica. I was born 289 years ago on Era, where I still live. I am Zaphanat Panic's sister. I am happy to get to meet you. Be also greeted by me.
You also are again cordially welcome and greeted.
My age is 223 years, and my name is Tanita. I am Florena's sister. I am happy to welcome you.
Also, I'm glad to be allowed to bid you my greeting. But now one more question. You forgot to tell me what your names mean.
Sorry, my name means the one who gives thanks. The meaning of my name is the one who has magic powers.
My name means the equal stars.
My name means the good judge, means my name.
Thank you very much for your explanations.
Are you in pain, my friend? You move so strangely.
Unfortunately, my knees have been giving me trouble for about 3 weeks now. You know my osteoarthritis? I can no longer stand or walk without much pain, so I bought a medical microwave therapy device in Germany, which should probably arrive this week. Then I can treat myself, that is to say, my knees.
Sit down here and stretch your legs out. So, yes. One moment, this device diagnoses your suffering. Aha, especially the left knee is severely inflamed and suffers from a very severe lack of cartilage substance. The right knee is also badly affected. For a moment, this device will give you immediate relief and neutralize the inflammation. So how do you feel about your knees now?
You only drove over it once with your device. Well, actually, I do not feel any pain anymore. I get up and walk around a bit. Great. No more pain and everything seems to be normal again.
Unfortunately, it is not, because your arthrosis is very advanced and will cause pain again after some time. I could help you and heal the evil for good if you want.
But I do not want that, my friend. You know, I am an earthling and I have to live here, and therefore I have to fit into the earthly conditions accordingly. I also do not want more rights than other earthlings. It is enough that you have helped me once again and conjured away my pain, and now I can walk decently again.
I know, and your attitude honors you. So I do not want to penetrate you any further.
I do not quite understand your motivation.
I will explain this to you later, because now it would lead too far.
We must respect Billy's attitude and not push him towards something he does not want. That is our friend Edward.
I also see the whole thing like that. And according to what he says, his reasons are honorable.
They certainly are.
Thanks, Ptah. But tell me, why are you all here?
We just wanted to visit you and meet you. We have no further reason. You are actually like Todd described you to us. It is a very special honor for all of us to be with you now. But we will hold back now, because Theodore wants to explain something to you, and Ta explained that you will surely have some more questions to answer.
That is right. I still have questions.
Then maybe it is good if the four of us say goodbye now and go outside for some time and take a look at the area and the animals in the enclosure.
You can do that, but make sure you do not meet anyone. But it is true, in this beautiful weather you can walk around a bit outside.
We will use our viewing protection devices so that we are not seen. Then I wish you all the best. Farewell, dear friend. Will you come with us now? Wanting to ask the other four girls.
Of course, goodbye. It was a great pleasure.
I conclude myself. Goodbye then. I was also very happy to meet you and to be allowed to come here.
Phytanicus and Tonitas' words also correspond to my sense. Farewell, and I will visit you again like all the others.
I join also in everything which was said. Goodbye.
Be careful, girl. I was so happy. Salome, and gone they are. Just fascinating again and again, even if you have got used to it for a long time. But just one question. Dear friend Ptah, are you able to tell me who is responsible for the rule that a 2-year waiting period should be observed before applications can be made for the core group, and that during these 2 years, as often as possible, the center should work together and make contact with the core group members, etc.? Is this a changeable decision of the core group, or is it a Quetzal order that is unchangeable?
It is an important security measure that Quetzal has developed and handed over to you as a rule in accordance with a High Council ruling.
Rules always include exceptions.
That is correct in the Earth's humanity sense, but not in ours, at least not in relation to this 2-year period, during which it is to be proven whether there really is a truthful honesty by one's own will and reason, as well as by following the given rules and cooperating in the community, as well as for the fulfillment of the mission, which must also be characterized by a decisive perseverance in order to be constant in all concerns of the fulfillment of the mission. The rule of the 2-year period is therefore irrevocable and cannot be undercut by shortening it.
The case is thus clear. Then a question regarding the services and the night watch, regarding the decision that the measures should be maintained. As far as I know, an overall group decision has been made which sticks to what was decided earlier. By this I mean the decision concerning the barbecue piglet, or the barbecue post.
I understand what you mean. What do you want to know about this?
When was the decision taken to let everything continue as it was first decided for a period of 6 months? And what was the decision in terms of continuity?
I can give you a very precise answer. On the 4th of November 2000, the General Assembly decided in accordance with a question that the resolution should continue to apply as an unlimited rule and that the corresponding measures should therefore continue to be valid indefinitely.
But we could not find a record in the minutes about it, not even about who the questioner was in this matter.
Since it was a question that was raised after your question whether someone still had something to say, the resolution was unfortunately not recorded, which is not the right, because such resolutions, etc., must also be recorded in the minutes. The question was raised by Bridget.
So, yes. I was quite sure that it was in November 2000 at the meeting, because at the change of conversation, there was talk that the 6-month deadline had been exceeded. And to my knowledge, this statement was raised right at the beginning with the corresponding question.
That is correct.
Sudor, you wanted to talk again about what Zaphanat Paniach told you lately. On your last visit, you came back from your walk around the center to tell me everything. Unfortunately, it was not noted.
That has its correctness. Thus, Zaphanat Paniach told me to warn you and the group members not to put any electromagnetic and microwave devices near computers, because these waves can irreparably destroy all the data memories of the computers. Likewise, the electronics are damaged to such an extent that they are destroyed, so they can no longer be repaired. It should also be noted that in America, electromagnetic wave microwave weapons are being tested which are capable of causing immense destruction. In particular, there are weapons that emit electromagnetic waves and microwaves. With these weapons, all computer systems can be put out of order, for example in clinics, with authorities, and in energy plants, which you call power plants. In America, several tests have already been carried out with such wave weapons, whereby whole cities were suddenly without electricity, which was then trivialized by the responsible persons with lying explanations that technical defects or whether influences occurred, whereby the electricity failure came about. The truth, however, is that, as is customary in America, one's own people were deceived and misused for testing purposes. As a rule, these secret tests were and are handled in America in such a manner that even those responsible in the government are not aware of them, as has happened in many other cases. So among other things also with tests of radioactive substances and with atomic bomb tests, by which completely consciously radioactive radiation was set free, and thus just as consciously humans in large numbers were contaminated, because they were resident in the respective test areas or were ordered into these. Thanks to the wave weapons, it has also become feasible that through the destruction of computer storage media and the entire electronics, any desired national defense can be brought to a state of inoperability. However, the human beings too can be affected if they are shot at with the wave weapons, of which also more handy and human portable weapons have already been developed. First and foremost, there is the factor of the human brain being heated up and malfunctions of consciousness, as well as thoughts and feelings occurring. As a result, the psyche may also be destroyed and insanity may be caused, and ultimately the death.
Are the Americans the only ones who build and test these devil weapons?
No, Russia, Japan, and other states are also working in the same direction.
Unpleasant, but as usual, you cannot change anything.
This unfortunately corresponds to reality.
Then I want to say goodbye now, and also walk around a bit on the property. Goodbye, my friend.
Bye and Salome. Then I would like to ask you something else, Ptah, if you still have some time?
Certainly.
Today at noon, Silvano and I saw around 15 hours or so a bigger oval and silvery object. It flew from west to northeast. We saw it flying far behind the gable of our house. Do you know anything about it?
So you saw it. There must have been other observers as well. It was one of our flying apparatuses with which Fetanika, Nefertisa, Taneta, and Tanisa were carelessly observing the nearer and wider surroundings of the center without any visual protection.
Then a question about Mozart. Here, these articles have recently appeared in the newspapers. Read them and tell me what you know about Mozart and his death.
Ridiculous speculation. First of all, it must be said that Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart died in Vienna on the 5th of December 1791, but he was not buried in Vienna. Mozart himself did not want to be buried in Vienna, but far outside the city on the edge of a forest, where he often spent many hours pondering, of which only his pupil Franz Xaver Süssmayr secretly knew. He then instructed him that he wanted to be buried in that beautiful place after his death. It was his wish that this would remain secret for all time. And when Mozart died, his pupil fulfilled his wish, and only 12 years later, on 1803, took his secret with him to his grave. After Mozart's death, Süssmayr was able, with a little money, to buy a corpse from a gravedigger, which he placed in a coffin, which he immediately closed, and which was then buried nameless as a poor coffin, without the followers of Mozart suspecting anything of it. The real cause of Mozart's death was pulmonary tuberculosis, which combined with many years of medication poisoning, to which was added Lyme disease caused by ticks, with which he came into contact at the edge of the forest already described. This tick disease was still unknown at the time and could therefore not be treated with suitable medication. The pathogen that the infected ticks excrete and bring into the human bloodstream, animals are also infected, was only discovered in 1982, and according to its discoverer, a Swiss expat who worked at Rocky Mountain Laboratories in Hamilton, Montana, America, Dr. Willy Bergdorfer, bacterium called Borrelia burgdorferi. The name Lyme refers to a small town in Connecticut, America, where a Lyme borreliosis epidemic was discovered in the 1970s. Mozart was very seriously affected by this disease, and also had to suffer very heavily from it.
Aha, thank you for your clarification. And there is something else about Beethoven. Did he really die of lead sugar poisoning?
In this respect, the scientists have worked out a correct finding.
You did say that Mozart wanted to keep the secret of his grave, which is still true today, because you said that it should be kept for all times. But is there not the possibility that one day the grave will be discovered?
That should certainly not be the case, at least not with regard to the fact that it could be recognized that these are Mozart's bones.
Has civilization, with its building of houses, not yet advanced to this forest where it lies buried?
No, and it will certainly never be the case.
You know, for my part, I would be interested to know where his grave is. I have my reasons for it.
Of course, they are no secret to me, and only for your person it should be possible that you can visit the place of the grave without the secret being violated and Mozart's last wish being disregarded. So, if you want, I will take you there on occasion and show you the exact place of the grave.
Gladly, my friend. It would be an honor for me, and of course I would remain silent.
That is not a question for me. Unless I will lead you there on occasion, which will be for sure in the next few weeks.
Thank you, Ptah. Somehow I just feel an urge to visit the grave. It is strange, because otherwise I would not have liked it.
I'm aware of that. But your urge has its justification, which I certainly do not have to explain to you, because you know the answer to the riddle yourself.
That may be yes. Then another question. When can we continue with the Sim-Ya-Se books, or with the contact report books?
From the 19th of July, a Thursday, we will be ready for this work again and check everything very carefully so that no more mistakes happen. In the future, every Thursday after 20 hours will be reserved for this work for 2 to 3 hours.
We have thought about how the book title should be in the future. So far, we have always used the term Sim-Ya-Se block, although Sim-Ya-Se has not appeared in contact reports since the 3rd of February 1984. But I have told you that before and asked you to think about it as well. Did something productive come out of it? We did not come to an agreement.
In my opinion, the title Plejaren Kontakt Berichte would be suitable, with the addition of your synonym and your full name.
You mean the title and then the by and so on?
That is the meaning of my words. But now, my friend, I have to do my duties again. Goodbye, Eduard, and spare some of your knees. Salome.
Salome, my friend. You see me in expectation for your next visit, where you might be able to take me to Vienna or to the surrounding area. Farewell and goodbye.